Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a business valuation expert focused on strategic planning and exit planning in St. Louis, Missouri. Today, we are talking ERC tax credit information for advisors and business owners with Catherine Tindall. She's a CPA in California, specializing in tax credits, and is also a partner with Dominion Enterprise Services. She's combined proprietary technology with professional expertise with her CPA team and is able to offer a fast turnaround time on credit claims while maintaining a high degree of precision. It's her mission to help business owners in key industries affected by COVID shutdowns, such as restaurants, construction, and hospitality, to take advantage of the employee retention credit before it begins to expire in the spring of 2024. Welcome, Catherine. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Thanks for having me.
For you guys specifically, though, you kind of have a proprietary process that, in building your file for the audit and such for the employee retention credit. But also, really, this was a product of, at the very beginning, you had a significant amount of clients that were seeking this, and it was very complex. And you kind of sought to, okay, if we're going to do this,
Yeah.
we might as well put the time, effort to make it be an efficient process. Because you didn't have to. Like, you could have just been like, okay, we'll just do it for this period of time. So you really endeavored to kind of change how this was being processed and become a specialist in this space.
Yeah.
But what is the uniqueness of you guys? Just that you've been doing so many that you can see it quickly, or, what else would be a benefit for them to use you specifically?
Yeah, I'd say with us, and part of the reason that we did this is just seeing kind of how the IRS is, how we anticipate they're going to deal with the program is they're going to be auditing us as practitioners. And so by being able to have a lot of, the main concern for me was quality control and making sure that every single return that goes out, meets quality control standards. Everything's getting reviewed by a CPA. Everything is being triaged by, either a CPA or the attorney for the government orders, that we're maintaining all that documentation. And just, I decided, if we're going to do this, we need to really do it right. And to do that, you just need a lot of those kinds of safeguards in place through a process standpoint. And so that's what we did. We developed a lot of our own tools and technology and checklists and quality control measures and those sorts of things to make it, an efficient process for the client, an efficient process for us, but something where the quality control is really high, because that's, where I see that the issue is going to come up when the audits come, is being able to demonstrate, like, on every single case, it doesn't go out unless it's got, this, and this, and we tie out to that, and we double check this, and, that's going to what they're going to be looking for. So that's what we build. And then on the client side of it too, I was just really sensitive to, okay, business owners don't want to be spending 6, 7, 8 hours trying to deal with this thing. So if we can make the process simple for them, where it's just one checklist, 7 documents, introductions to outside providers for the things that we need. So, like, for, if they pay health benefits count towards the credit. Their payroll provider, we work with them directly to source the reports that we need, things like that. How do we make it easier on the clients? And that was, a big emphasis as well. So, I think most business owners who work with us, it maybe takes them an hour or two to get us all the documents, as long as they're, in fairly good order. And so that takes a lot of the pain points out of it for the client as well.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. And I think that, in this space, do you think that having even that legal side of it is also helpful? Because part of this is, those government shutdowns were more of municipality mandates, as opposed to, like, economic mandates or something like that. So it is kind of bringing all of these pieces together that looks like it's an accounting issue, but it's got a lot of legs to it, right?
Oh, yeah. No, and for, I think for the IRS enforcement issue, for companies that are using non-revenue qualifying factors, so like the government orders or supply chain disruptions, which I didn't even mention that one, because just as a warning on that one, if you have somebody telling you qualify under a supply chain disruption, it's probably not true, because it's really difficult to qualify under that part of the program. But We have an attorney on staff that's what he does, is writing technical memos and doing the analysis on what the orders were and going back to the clients, et cetera, because you do need legal interpretation, for those specifically. And, a lot of accountants just do not feel comfortable doing that, and rightfully so. Like, that's kind of out of the wheelhouse for a lot of income tax professionals to have to do a legal analysis on a government order. So that's something that we do as well for any case that's going to have that.
Well, and I think that that's what we're starting to see more often, that you do need a team of different backgrounded individuals that can look at the same issue from a lot of different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is super helpful. So we've put some information about how to contact you. Do you have that checklist or other information, resources on your website that people can get? Because I will say, I am not the ERC specialist. So if you have a question, you're going to need to call Catherine, not me. But I think that, if you have other resources on your website and things
Mm-hmm.
like that, they can kind of get started, understand. I love that it's a simple process. Is there anything else that we should know about this, or that you think is not being discussed that you wish maybe people would talk about?
No, I think we hit everything. I'd say in terms of resources, if I were you as a business owner, if this is your kind of wake up call to, okay, I've been getting, 30 robocalls and 6 emails a day from, companies that do not seem US based. I'm going to actually look into this thing. The place I would start if I were you can visit our website, and there's a For Business Owners page that's got a PDF on it. That's top 5 ERC mistakes, and it goes through like my top 5, red flags that I see from businesses. And then if you'd like to have, your company assessed, visit the website. There's a See If I Qualify tool that asks for a few questions, and then we'll get in touch with you. And then it'll be one of the CPAs that talks to you, to diagnose your situation and see if it's a program you can do. What we do for clients is we do that initial eligibility calculation as a complimentary thing, so that, in the event you're not eligible for it, you've just lost your time. That's it. So that would be the process I would recommend. Definitely, talk to your CPA about it. See if they've really done the digging that's required. If they haven't, you can talk to our firm. If you're going to seek out other providers, I have some advice in the top 5 ERC mistakes PDF for how to source a good provider, things you should watch out for, and red flags. So you can review that as well if you want to talk to a couple different people. But, I know I talk shop with a lot of other practitioners who do this work too, and we're all kind of in the same ballpark as far as, approach. And, you'll kind of feel if things are off, if you feel like you're being sold, and you're not talking to a tax professional, you're talking to a salesperson, that's a big red flag. You'll kind of know, because it's a technical tax credit. So you should feel like you're dealing with a nerd kind of a thing.
I mean, what do you have to lose? If I can call you up, you're going to take a look, you're going to get some documents, you're going to tell me if I can get it and then help. I mean, why would I not call you?
Yeah, we've tried to make it a painless thing. But I think a lot of people are just spooked by the audit, which is fair. But it's like, really the CPA sending in some documents and fielding a phone call, I'm going to walk away from potentially $100,000. Like, for most business owners, it's like, all right, I'll take that risk. Especially when, like, for us as a provider, like, that's just baked into our engagement letter that we handled the audit. So it's right. It's really no risk on that. But
no, I think this was really helpful. And you're also a research for other accountants, other professionals, other attorneys going through this that may not know everything about it from the money side, but you can kind of come in. So please reach out to Catherine if you have questions. And I think she's been very pleasant to even talk about this. She can really nerd out to this information, but like, I do the same for valuation. So like, it's just numbers. We love them. What can we do? Well, if you have some more information in the future, there's a new tax credit. I'm going to get you back on the podcast, but I really appreciate it, Catherine. Thanks so much today.
Thank you so much for having me. I always love getting into the weeds on this one.
Yeah. All right.